Hello, PATH students. My name is Marina Ibarra. I'm a licensed professional counselor, also known as an LPC. I got my bachelor's degree here at UTRGV. It took 4 years to complete my bachelor's. I then decided to get my master's degree in clinical psychology. I then tested to become a licensed professional counselor. While you're attempting to become a licensed professional counselor, you need to obtain a supervisor, and that usually takes about 2 years to complete, right? Right now I'm working here at DHR as a primary child therapist. I work with children from ages 4 to 12 and usually provide group therapy, individual therapy, and treatment planning. I always knew I wanted to become a therapist because I became interested in psychology early on while I was obtaining my associate's degree. I attended school, like I mentioned before, at UTRGV. I got my bachelor's there and also my master's there. I paid for school through financial aid, so fortunately for me, I was able to obtain a loan, and that's how I was able to finish my schooling. The hardest part about finishing my schooling was the time. So a lot of people finish after their 4 years, but in order to become an LPC, you need those 2 additional years and then 2 years of training. So while all my friends were able to start with their careers, I had to wait a little bit longer, and I think that was the hardest part while I was obtaining my career. A day in my life looks like working with nurses. I work in a multidisciplinary team with pharmacists, nurses, psychiatrists, and case managers. So basically what we do is we try to figure out the best treatment plan for the patient that we're seeing. For me, that would be children. And so it's always a lot of fun. Some of my favorite things to do at work is, provide group to the children. It's always fun whenever they say, they're having fun by learning about emotions and other coping skills and things like that. The skills that are necessary to become an LPC would be, to have patience, to be empathic, to be able to listen, and also de-escalate situations that are, very intense sometimes. If you have a child who's maybe becoming a little bit irritable or maybe even sad, you have to learn how to de-escalate without feeling stressed. So some fun facts about me is that, I like to play guitar, and sometimes I introduce the hobbies that I like into groups. So for example, I also like to draw and paint. So we do a lot of art therapy type of groups where I have the children paint or, listen to music and things like that. So some helpful tips if you're interested in becoming a licensed professional counselor would be to speak to an advisor to see what path is best for you. So there are different ways of becoming a licensed professional counselor. One way would be, obtaining your bachelor's degree, and it's usually within the social sciences, so it could be anything like psychology, rehab counseling, or even education. From there, you would have to get a master's degree, which is a 2-year degree, and it could be either in clinical psychology, rehab counseling, or education and counseling as well. From there, you need to make sure that you're eligible to sit for the national counseling exam, and if you pass that, then you'll be able to apply to become an LPC. And some advice that I give you guys is that, if you have a goal or any type of dream, to make sure that you never give up. If you ever need help with anything, you can always reach out to an advisor, a teacher, or even to me. I'll provide you guys with my office phone number or also the contact information to my supervisor if you're ever interested in interning with us. So My office number is going to be 956-362-2720. You can also reach out to my supervisor, Jacqueline Mujica, and she'll go ahead and point you to the right direction if you ever want to pursue a internship with us. So again, guys, this profession is so dear to my heart, and hopefully you guys learned something in regards to how to get there. Like I mentioned before, I became really interested in counseling and psychology early on in college when I started taking that intro to psychology class. And the reason for that was because I saw a lot of my friends struggling with depression and anxiety. And so I felt that, I wanted to pursue a career where I could help others whenever they're feeling this way. So right now, because of COVID-19, I see a lot of patients maybe feel a little bit anxious because of the isolation and even just, fearful of, catching that virus. So something that I always tell them is, exercise those coping skills. Some of those things include, journaling, expressing your feelings through art, also listening to calming and soothing music. I know sometimes that can be very relaxing and we sometimes forget to do stuff like that. Also going for a walk with a friend, that exercise is really important, even if it's just for a little bit, at least 30 minutes a day or so. That could be something that, people could implement every day so that they're able to de-stress. So thank you guys again, and hopefully you can reach out to me if you're ever interested or have any questions.